Everywhere you look in Damascus, there are posters of the recently re-elected President Bashar al-Assad. It gives you the eerie feeling of being in an old-style dictatorship, but it's misleading. A lot of these posters are left over from the election campaign. The truth is that after years of stagnation, this country is starting to change. The Syrian government has been talking about modernising the economy for about 15 years. It wasn't until 2005 that the party Congress officially endorsed what it called the social market economy.
The private sector is now in the majority here, albeit overwhelmingly small businesses, but large companies are appearing too. There are now 7 private banks, for instance. Cash is still king here, but that too has recently reached a significant milestone.
Credit cards are the staple of a modern economy. They've just been introduced here. Bank Audi is the first to issue cards to Syrians. It's a visible sign of modernisation and can boost everyday trade.
Having an international credit card sends a very important message that we are rejoining the world economy. The economic benefits of having a credit card like this are many. You are able to save quite a lot of fees in terms of transaction costs, rather than having to use cash. One recent analysis showed that using cash costs sometimes as much as 3% of GDP.
If you want to see a concrete example of modernisation here, just go 20 kilometres west of the old city, where they're building a new downtown. They've just started work on the biggest development in Damascus for many years. They call it the 8th Gate, after the 7 gates of the original Roman wall.
This billion-dollar project is the first of many here. Next year, it'll house another symbol of the free market, a stock exchange. It's a joint project between the world's largest property company, Emaar of Dubai, and investment group overseas. IGO's chief executive is a Syrian who's lived and worked abroad for many years, as there were too many obstacles for an entrepreneur here. He's now decided it's time to return and invest in his homeland.
It's not an easy ride. It took some time, but again, I would say bureaucracy is now easing up, and we believe we are getting somewhere. The threat and the fear of the investment is melting, and we believe the future is there for us and them, to understand each other for a better economy for the Syrian market.
There are winners and losers. Introducing competition to archaic state industries reveals the hidden unemployment of underproductive workers. At best, they'll lose their jobs, and at worst, whole factories will close down.
Stagnation in the productive sectors of the economy is the basic barrier in my mind. And improving the regulatory environment further, such as obtaining licenses easier or reducing the number of licensing that is needed.
While there are examples of modernisation, economic reforms could inflict growing pains on poorer Syrians. There is resistance from politicians and workers. I asked the Deputy Prime Minister, who's also in charge of the economy, why progress was so slow.
The historical context within which the reform process in Syria has been taking place has not been the easiest. You must understand that we've been going through tremendous regional turbulences in this part of the world. Syria is surrounded by regional troubles and hotspots. So I believe we have proven, the Syrian reform exercise has proven to be very courageous by taking such steps within such a context. Of course, someone else in another region, in another time, would say it is slow. I would say in such a region, in such times, we have managed to make very good headways, but we understand that we still need to do much more in the future. I think the difficult part is still ahead of us. The major decision has been taken. The early steps to lay down the foundation of a social market economy have been taken, but the hard work is still ahead of us.
Turning around 2 generations of a controlled economy is a difficult process. A third of the population live in poverty. The worry for most Syrians is how to pay the bills when food and energy subsidies are reduced. Syria must chart a delicate course to its declared destination of a social market economy. Many of the reforms amount to lifting restrictions put in place by the ruling Ba'ath Party over its 40-year reign.